I told you a couple days ago that I would tell you when I get nervous about this election. And I'm going to be honest with you, it has tightened, Jessica.
You guys need to watch the moment that Jesse Watters admits that the race is tightening and that Donald Trump is slipping in the polls. And moments later, he is confronted by Jessica Tarlov over self-described pervert gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson, who got exposed today for decade-old chat logs that show him being an absolute weirdo, calling himself a black Nazi, calling himself a perv who loves transgender porn. And hey, I don't judge, but why do these people always try to strip rights away from groups that they themselves have an affection towards? It happens time and time again. Let's break all of this down. All that I ask is that you leave a like on the video below and make sure you're subscribed to the Adam Mockler channel. Let's begin with this clip of Donald Trump saying that he has never ever experienced being fired, and then we'll jump in with a quick fact check from Kamala Harris.
Have you ever been fired? Like in a regular job?
Well, you know, I went to work for my father out of school, and he was a tough guy, very tough, but he liked the job I did. So I have never experienced being fired. Fired a lot of people on The Apprentice, but fired a lot of people. But no, I've never experienced it. I wouldn't like to experience it, actually.
Yeah, I was fired.
He would not like it. If he was fired, I feel like he would still come in and work the next day and be like, I'm not fired, it's all rigged. But here's a fact check from Kamala Harris herself.
Donald Trump was fired by 81 million people.
Exactly. I can't play anymore because ABC will copyright me, but that brings us to the story of today. I want you to watch the moment that Jesse Watters kind of gets caught in a trap, because Jessica Tarlov does have a masterful way with words, and she confronts him on this story. Gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson declared himself a, quote, black Nazi. Republicans fear that Robinson's struggles could damage former President Trump and other conservatives down the ballot in a critical swing state of North Carolina, which a few months ago was thought to be a lost cause for Democrats. But I genuinely think this story will hurt Republicans down ballot. It will definitely hurt enthusiasm in the state. I think that is fair to say. Let's watch this clip.
And what's a really interesting state in there? North Carolina, which is a big target for the Democrats. And we just found out an hour ago that the lieutenant governor there, Mark Robinson, who's running for governor,
Never heard of him.
Who Donald Trump called Martin Luther King on steroids, posted on a porn forum called Nude Africa that he's a black Nazi, expressed support for reinstating slavery, and detailed his sexual arousal from memories of peeping on women in public gyms, and he still fantasizes about it. He also has an Ashley Madison account.
How dare you kink shame?
Sure.
That's a great reaction. So Josh Stein was likely to win that race anyway. If they get Mark Robinson to drop out, his name is still on the ballot. But this makes North Carolina even more in play for Democrats. And this, again, is evidence of the type of candidates that Donald Trump thinks are good for the country. Martin Luther King on steroids, someone who says he's a black Nazi.
But he would obviously.
But what?
Let's state the obvious here.
Yeah.
Do you think Trump actually knew this guy was on porn sites?
My point is that Donald Trump likes anyone who likes him, and he doesn't bother to do the work.
That's called being human.
No, it's not. A lot of people like me who I don't like in return.
Like who?
Like,
tell us now.
I don't want to name names.
Go ahead. Let's start with Fox and Friends.
Yeah. Poor Kill
all right,
Mead.
Jessica. Yeah.
All right, Jeff.
I didn't interrupt. I just want to let that be known. Greg interrupted on my behalf.
The king shaming was kind of funny. And
I will be going to Nude Africa.
Jesse Watters did interrupt at the beginning when she was talking about Mark Robinson. Jesse Watters slipped in a never heard of him, a sly never heard of him.
Lieutenant governor there, Mark Robinson, who's running for governor.
Never heard of him.
He said it right there, never heard of him. These people are playing defense for Mark Robinson, and let me tell you, Jessica Tarlov makes a great point when she says that this will make North Carolina more competitive in general. If we look at the predictive models, they do say that Harris is pulling ahead. She is now slated to win 61 times out of 100. If we look at the betting markets for the North Carolina presidential election, Polymarket has it at a coin flip, and again, a few months ago, it was thought to be a lost cause. 538 has Trump only ahead by 0.2 points right now as of September 19th, and I'm sure as this news breaks across the state of North Carolina, that will change. The story only adds to mounting troubles for Robinson, who's seen his poll numbers plummet in recent months as other past incendiary comments he's made have come to light. Anticipation of the story's release built in North Carolina political circles all week, and rumors of what it would include have had a chokehold on the state's Republicans and Democrats alike, and I think that is honestly the best case scenario. So these rumors have been bubbling under the surface about what Mark Robinson said. Everybody in the state knows about it. Everybody's heard about these rumors, and they finally dropped today like an actual bombshell, and now everybody knows that Donald Trump surrounds himself with freaks, weirdos, absolute creeps. This happens time and time again, whether it's Rudy Giuliani. Have you guys seen the clip from Borat 2? Whether it's Mark Robinson or Matt Gaetz or Marjorie Taylor Greene or the dude that assaulted the person at Arlington National Cemetery. They're all freaks. Robinson referred to himself as a black Nazi and a perv. You know, we'll come back to that. I do want to show you this clip of Jessica Tarlov also pressing the other people on the Five about the Teamsters endorsement. She always comes ready with the facts, and that's what I appreciate.
All right, Jessica, Joe Biden is one of the most pro-union presidents that we've ever had. How is it that Kamala has not been able to benefit and that the Teamsters have actually turned from her?
Well, I don't think that's a complete picture of what happened. So obviously it would be better to have gotten the endorsement, and it seems to be a lot about Sean O'Brien, because if you look into how this poll was conducted, so they polled 21,000 members, and there are 1.3 million members overall. So that's about 1.5% sample size. And right after Sean O'Brien came out and said, we're not endorsing anyone, and released the results of the polls, all of these individual chapters started endorsing her. The National Black Caucus, Michigan, Western PA, Northern West Virginia, Wisconsin, Northern Nevada, Southern Nevada, Philly, et cetera. She has the auto workers endorsement, the culinary union endorsement, the AFL-CIO.
We're talking about the Teamsters. She didn't get the Teamsters
but
endorsement.
I'm saying that a million the Teamsters
people gave her their endorsement.
No, it's over a million people.
For 30 years, the Democrats have given
I wish that she had gotten the endorsement. There is work to do, but you can't in good conscience argue. If I tell you that they polled 21,000 people and then I tell you that
now you're
a
going to go after
million
the
people.
Poll. What about the fact that 60% support Trump and only 38 support her?
But when you have a sample of 21,000 out of 1.3 million members and then you get endorsements from a million Teamsters after that, doesn't that indicate that the poll might not be the greatest representation? Again,
Jessica Tarlov brings up a great point here. Now, if it was a randomly selected poll, that would be a great representation, a perfect sample size, but it doesn't seem to be randomly selected. It doesn't seem to be representative of the broader organization, and I want to show you this clip of Jesse Waters finally admitting that the poll has tightened, or the race has tightened.
I told you a couple days ago that I would tell you when I get nervous about this election. Not there yet, but it's getting closer. And I'm going to be honest with you, it has tightened, Jessica, and that just shows you what an honest broker I am.
Yes.
To acknowledge that the race has tightened.
what a big man you are.
But then I look at this. I look at the last 4 polls in Pennsylvania. Donald Trump is either winning or tied.
Where's New York Times?
I look at the last. I look at the last 4. I told you.
Again, they always cherry pick Rasmussen polls while conveniently ignoring the fact that almost every poll that's come out, even the high quality ones, show VP Harris ahead. Now, I do this basically every day, but Harris +6, Harris +4, Harris +4 with a 2.9 rated poll. This is an A+ poll. +6, +4, +4. There's one tied, but in the vast majority of polls, VP Harris is ahead, and she's also pulling ahead in places like Polymarket. There's $1 billion being betted in this market, and it had Biden losing by a lot, and now Harris is actually winning. So that is a great achievement for the Democratic Party. Let's see where it goes. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, comment a blue heart, hit that subscribe button, and have a great rest of your day. Peace out.